Here we are once again, up before the sun even fully rises in the sky, but we're cozy in our little tent, our little home, actually. As you know, our goal was to go from $1,000 to $100,000 in a brand new town, starting from basically nothing. We worked our way up doing small mowing jobs with a cheap lawnmower. Then we did some small tree trimming work, and now we're almost into actual real logging. We have a truck and a trailer. We even have a water tank and a greenhouse on, a plot of land we own. So we're certainly making positive progress. What are we going to get up to today? Well, there are two jobs that I quoted yesterday that I'm hoping to hear back on. One was a $10,000 job for clearing all the trees from the empty lot behind the restaurant. I think it was a restaurant. Might have been a bowling alley. Not sure. I'll have to double check that. And then job two was a house quite near here, just outside of town, that has a little side lot that they're looking to have cleared. So I'm quoting these bigger jobs. In fact, that one I quoted at $12,000. But that's not all we're up to today. I have heard that there is a farmer who runs a small used equipment shop just outside of town that way, and we're going to go pay him a visit. The folks who told me about it said that the prices there are quite a bit better than the prices at the store here in town, so I'm hoping that we can actually find a really good bargain and maybe get our hands on something that will help us with removing trees even faster. Our lettuce is growing perfectly, and I think we've got plenty of water left in our tank. Let's just check on that. It is going to be slow going, but that's okay. This is an investment, and future us will be very happy when we can grab a pallet of lettuce and go sell it to the grocery store. So it's still dark, but it is getting a little lighter out. I'd say let's go ahead and start making our way through town to the used equipment store. First things first, though, we're going to stop at the store in town and see what they have for sale today. Every once in a while, they might have a deal that's good enough for us to grab, but right now our budget is just so small. Though these big jobs, if we can land one of those, will change everything. And in fact, it is a bowling alley, not a restaurant, that one job is behind, so I'll try to remember to say the right thing. Town is pretty active today for being so early in the day, but I suppose a lot of folks here are probably farmers, which means they're up early to get to work. Let's go ahead and stop in here and visit some of our favorite people in town and see what kind of deals they have today. Here we go. Hello. Let's take a look at the used selection. There is a tractor. I think that one may have been on sale yesterday. Still not super helpful for us. We do not need a pruner for vines, and we do not need a mulcher. Or do we? Oh, it's for crop stubble. That won't work for bushes. Nope, that definitely won't work for anything we need at the moment. So it looks like no luck here, but we can head on out to the store and take a look and see what they have on offer. And by store, I mean the used equipment place. There comes some sunlight. That's much, much better. So I guess this guy out here actually restores the equipment. So it's in very good shape, but it is used. And you can get pretty decent deals sometimes. I'm hoping to get very lucky today and hopefully be able to get a hold of something that will help us remove bigger tree pieces, like something with a front loader or maybe a skid steer with a log grab or something like that. They said go to the stop sign and take a left, and it'll be down on our right. This looks like the place they described, so we're just gonna pull in, and yeah, I see a little piece of equipment sitting there. Fantastic. Let's see what they have here. Oh wow, this is quite a selection. Let's go see if they're up. I mean, probably are. It's almost 8 o'clock. And take a look. So I had a talk with the owner of this little shop here, and he said to take a look. He doesn't have anything actually priced, but if I find anything I'm interested in, to ask him and he'll give me a price. So let's start out here. Looks like we have like a manure fork or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what that's for. This is definitely like a bale fork, I think. No, that's a bale fork. This is a manure fork or something like that. Anyways, this looks like an implement, some kind of tiller, like a rear tiller. Micro rotary hoe. I guess I can just take a look at what they're actually called. Bale fork, manure fork. Let's see. Oh, a mower. We definitely don't need that. This looks like a disker. Interesting. Now, this is the dream right here, these guys, but we definitely don't have the budget for these. This one is beautiful. Let's take a look at some of these smaller tractors. Oh yeah, these are very, very nice. This one looks like it might be able to take a front loader, but I'm not sure if they have it here, but we definitely can't go tractor without a front loader. But this would be a very, very interesting piece of equipment. Very interesting. And he does clean these up pretty well. Pretty impressive. This is also pretty nice. I think this might actually fit on my log trailer too. That's very intriguing. But we would need some kind of grab on the front to lift the logs. That might be worth looking into. Now here, this one would probably be a little cheaper. You can tell it's quite old. And then this one's set up just about perfectly, but I kind of wonder if we can afford it. And it won't fit on my log trailer. So I think this right here with some kind of a log grab, which we can get from the store if we have enough money left over. I think we could actually get it up on our trailer. How long is this? Just eyeballing it here. Bet it would fit. It's a little long, but it might work. That's very intriguing. It might even fit in the back of the truck, actually. No way. I'm not going to try that. But it does look narrow enough to fit in here. All right, so let's go find out how much he wants for that. What is this? Schaefer. I think it's called a front loader. Just a front loader. Let's go ask him. Hopefully he's willing to make us a deal. He said it is quite used, but that he wants $8,000 for it. As you can see from our bank account, we don't quite have enough. Now, I told him I'm pretty interested in checking it out. And if he has, for instance, if this will fit on it, that I would be very motivated to buy. I'm not sure what he'll charge for the log grab, but he gave me the keys and told me to come take it for a spin. So we're going to do just that. The lights work. Hydraulics seem good. See if we can get out without running into anything. Now, these aren't my favorite to drive because the articulation makes them a little funny. But let's pull up next to our log trailer and see if it'll actually fit like I think it will. It definitely seems narrow enough. Question is, will it? Yeah, if I lift this up, I think I can fit both tires on there. That would be great. And narrow-wise, let's size that up as well. Oh, it is close. Close. I don't know if it's going to work, actually. He did tell me I could try to load it up since I only have that little trailer. So let's just give it a shot. I bet some of you already know whether this is going to work or not, but I do not. So let's find out. Get all these straps off of here. This trailer does have a lot of straps, which is nice. All right, let's just give this a shot. Let's remain optimistic for the moment and try to get this thing on here. First things first, actually putting, oh my, yeah, that never happened. Just don't worry about that. Oh, I think I have these flipped around, actually. That's part of the problem. I wonder if I've always had them flipped around. That would be embarrassing. No, this one looks like it's the right way. All right. If we can get this thing, and it will work if it'll fit in our trailer, that's huge, really. That means we can start lifting much larger tree pieces, as they call it in the business, pieces of tree. All right, that's a little haphazard, but let's just see. Well, I better not hurt this equipment trying to load it on. Oh, yeah, it definitely doesn't fit. All right, so that's not a deal killer, not 100%, because we work in town a lot, so it's not like we can't just drive it where we need to go and then focus on getting a trailer that it will fit on. In fact, we could probably sell this trailer for a little bit of money and be pretty close to getting a replacement that the Schaefer would in fact fit on. but I was hoping to find something that would actually fit on here today. Oh well, let's just strap those down. I think I hear my phone ringing here in the truck. And it was in fact ringing. I have great news. The bowling alley just called and they have approved the $10,000 job, which changes so much, right? We're definitely going to need a piece of equipment to complete that. So I think this is definitely on the table. Now the question is, will this log grab fit on that front loader? He did tell me I could pretty much just hop on and drive anything out here as long as I put it back like I found it. Gotta love people in small towns. Very trusting, which I appreciate. All right, let's unhook that from here. And boy, now that I'm on this tractor, I kind of like this. I wonder how much he would charge me for this. I'll have to ask him. But let's see what our options are. Will this attach? Is it the right kind? It is. All right, so we got to figure something out here because I think this is what I want. The tractor's nice, but a tractor just doesn't quite make sense at the moment. It would be nice eventually, for sure, and it's a little more versatile. All right, before I decide what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask him how much he wants for this setup because it already had the log fork on it, or the log grab. Let's go find out. All right, back from chatting to the fellow who owns this place, and it sounds like this whole setup is going to be about $8,500, which is a little bit cheaper. It does have the ability to hook up actual farming implements and a mulcher, so $8,500 might be the wiser choice, even though I really want this articulated thing over here. It's more limited on what it can do, right? It would be good for pallets, good for grabbing logs, but we cannot attach stuff to it like a mulcher for removing bushes, which we're gonna need for some of these jobs. So $8,500 is definitely decent. And actually, I think I said it was cheaper than this one, but in fact, I think it's a little bit more. But it does include the log grab. So we're only about $500 short. So let's park this, get everything put back together for this guy. He's been really nice. And we'll see if we can make a deal with him because we need this equipment for this job that we just landed behind the bowling alley. And he did say he gets new stuff in all the time, so we can come back and visit sometime when we need something new. But I think this is the play for today. $8,500 for all of this. Really not bad. It is older, but, you know, I think it's going to work really well for what we want. And we can grab us a tree. We can go right over to our trailer and drop it right on. Ooh, if I don't, puncture my tires first. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a tree that needs to be gone and see if he'll give me a discount if I remove it. Like this one looks to be a little rough. I know it's fall time, but definitely doesn't seem as thick as it should. There's also one over there that looks like a good candidate. He's probably wondering what I'm doing walking around this property. Let's go see if he's open to some kind of a deal. Well, we talked for a bit. He's a super nice guy, but he's not interested in having any of his trees removed. But he did say he would take $7,900 for this setup, which is just exactly what we have. So it's going to be a bit of a stretch, but I think we're in a good position with this piece of equipment. And like I said, it's very versatile. We can till with it, we can mulch with it, we can mow with it. So I think I'm going to do it. It's going to knock us down, and we're going to have to make some money today to be able to afford our daily costs, but this is coming home with us. I just got him paid, and our bank account hasn't looked like this in a while. And now we're on to the next challenge, which is this thing doesn't fit on our trailer, most decidedly. So I'm going to have to drive this into town and then walk back, I guess. I told him what I'm doing, so he doesn't mind if I leave the truck there. And I honestly don't have too far to go because I'm going to take this straight over to the job site, the big clearing job we have. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get started on that today and maybe knock it out. I don't know. I think it's a pretty big job. It might take a couple of days. But boy, this tractor zips pretty fast. Not too bad. I'm telling you though, this is going to change everything and make all the difference. In fact, we can go out to that property that we've been logging at a little outside of town where the homeowner has been marking trees. We can remove a few trees and make some money very quickly with this setup. The only bottleneck at the moment is the fact that we don't have a trailer. That's the big problem. So that's going to be next on my radar. He did not have any trailers out there, but I know there's one at the store for about $8,000 that will do exactly what we needed to do. Here we come up to this job site. Pretty interesting. A full clear. Look at the size of that tree. That's going to be a big job. Full clear. They want bushes gone and everything. So we are going to have to either rent some kind of forestry mulcher or something to get rid of those. Maybe a big mower. Well, let's go ahead and park here. Yep, this is where we're going to be working for at least the next day, maybe the next couple of days. Now we just have to make the long trek back to that equipment place to retrieve our truck, which we are definitely going to need. It is actually a beautiful day for a walk. It's a little cold out. Fall is coming. But I tell you what, sometimes if you take a moment to just slow down and quit rushing everywhere, the world just opens up right in front of you. That being said, having a trailer would be nice. Definitely going to aim to get that next, I think. This job of going from $1,000 to $100,000 is very involved, and it does require a lot of back and forth because we need to upgrade to make more money, to upgrade to make more money. And that's part of the fun of it, I think, is just seeing our land that we own now, our greenhouse, which will be producing money for us before too long, our tractor that's now ours, a used tractor, but a bargain for sure. The truck we have, that old rust bucket that we're going to get right now. But boy, do I love that thing. It really saved our hide because without a truck, we'd still be pulling an old wooden wagon with a little John Deere ride-on mower. Feels like that was a long time ago, but it wasn't that long. And here's a farmer's market. This would be a good place to sell some lettuce, probably. Looking forward to that first lettuce harvest to come in. I know it's not technically farming, it's more gardening, but it'll still be nice to know that something I grew is producing an income. Hey, we're almost there. This has been the episode where I do pretty much nothing except for buy a piece of equipment and go on a walk. That's okay. We'll just embrace it and go with it. It is going to be a busy day though once I get back to the job site because we've got a lot of work to do. Now the upside is the trees that I will sell on top of the actual payment for the job. We get to keep the money for the trees that we sell, and that will pretty much bring our bank account back up to where we can afford our daily costs. So that's very, very good. I know it feels like we're cutting it close, but I'm confident that we're going to be okay. What a find this place. It really, really, really is nice to have bigger selection of used equipment than what the store seems to offer, and also kind of smaller equipment. The store often has sales on big farming equipment that I just don't need yet. Not yet. Maybe shall see how the future goes. And here we are. I'm just going to park kind of right here, I think. And I think the first order of business, because this is a total clear, is to just start knocking stuff down. I want to get everything felled so I can get a good idea of what we're working with and then go from there. There goes the first of many on this property. Get this little guy over here. And didn't land on the truck, that's positive. But it is in the alleyway. Guess what? I have a way to move it. Let's get our tractor over here. Get to play with it for the first time. Very, very exciting. We do have a lot of trees here. A lot of trees. Let's see how this old guy does moving this whole tree. I'm just going to kind of shove it out of the alleyway because we do not want angry town folk coming after us for blocking roadways. Don't even need to use the log grab, I don't think. We'll just kind of lift her up and give her a shove. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we do need to use the log grab. Boy, this feels like a whole new situation. Being able to actually use a piece of equipment to grab a tree. Maybe. It is struggling. Let's go back here Grab it down here where there are fewer branches. Typical to get a brand new piece of equipment and then the first thing you try it just doesn't work. That's a familiar feeling for me. All right, we're gonna have to trim this a little bit. It's just too branchy at the moment. We're not really off to too good of a start here, are we? That's okay though. Just gotta roll with the punches. All right, let's see if we can grab it now. Yeah, I think that's gonna work just perfectly. Let's get in under here. Okay, maybe I've overestimated how heavy this tree actually is. Not looking great. I wonder if we're gonna end up having to get a real weight for this. Let's just trim this down to kind of the size that we would throw in the back and try lifting just that portion up. Still heavy. Yeah, I think we're gonna end up having to get a rear weight or else we're not gonna be able to lift anything. Interesting. Maybe it's because that front loader is so far in front of the tractor, but I mean, if we're careful, I think we can do it. Look at this though. You know, are we saving time? Not yet. Not yet. But will we make more money from the wood? Probably. Oh my. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a weight. We're gonna have to get a weight. I didn't expect that. There's another wrench in the works. Maybe this tree is just shockingly heavy for its size. Wait, can I just lift that? Okay, what's going on here? All right. Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to figure this out, I guess, because I'm pretty sure I can just lift this log, which, you know, I have been working out, so maybe we'll chalk it up to that. I think the log grab's actually quite heavy on the front of this tractor as well. So we might have to go ahead and get ourselves a weight as soon as we sell our first tree. But let's get a full load first. Can we grab this guy? Yeah, we're just gonna throw him on the back. And that makes sense. Anything that we can just pick up by hand, we're not gonna bother using the tractor. That would be foolish, right? It would also be foolish to waste gas. So I've turned that off. And we're gonna just keep kind of dropping things. Maybe we'll work kind of a section at a time because I don't want to have a bunch of trees down all over the place and make it hard to navigate. Let's make sure that's not gonna hit the neighbor's fence. We don't need an insurance claim on our hands. There goes that one. Yeah, this job is gonna take a couple of days. I can already tell. All right, there's a little cluster of trees. So now, let's see. Yeah, that one's down. There's this one on the edge. I do believe this is their property as well, so it's gonna have to go. These trees are worth a lot. I feel like I got a lot of money for the last one of these that I cut down. All right, let's start trimming things. We're gonna start with this big boy over here. I'm glad I quoted a decent amount because I think this is gonna take a couple of days worth of work. Very possibly. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it takes 2 days. Really wish I could rent a wood chipper for these kind of little offcuts that aren't worth a whole lot, but don't think that's in the cards for us yet. Let's see, what's holding you up? All right, let's get some of this cleaned up. Is that too heavy? Interesting. Let's kind of make a pile of smaller logs kind of over there, or we'll just mulch it up, you never know. Some of these are so small they just turn to sawdust, you know? Get this cleaned up a little bit. Still too heavy, but we have the tractor now. I have to remember that. If it can pick these up, hopefully it can. That would be such a shame if it just didn't have the strength. I don't like how this log is sitting, or this tree, so I think I'm gonna try to get it to fall down. I feel like I've missed something here, or maybe there is a wizard that has cast a terrible curse on this growth. Very, very possible. You never know. That's not something they talk about in this town very much, but I do believe that it has a large wizard population, just judging by the behavior of the wood. Case in point, why? Why would you do this? There's that bit. Let's just go here for that one. And didn't move an inch. Let's see if we can pick it up. We can scooch it, that's for sure. Oh boy, I think that's gonna be too heavy too. All right. We've got to get a weight. There's no way we can do this job with this tractor without some kind of weight. We just have to. Let's get out of there. We have to be able to pick up these bigger logs. And you know, having never owned a tractor before, it's not really something I thought about. Yeah, there's something very unfortunate going on with this particular bit of wood. This one's okay. This one is not. Hard telling. And then this guy, he's pretty heavy. He has no right to be that heavy. Ooh, there we go. Maybe we unlocked something. Okay, let's just get a load of wood that we can sell. I'm not going to be too picky because we need a weight. Once we have a weight, we can do way, way better. And I think they're not terribly expensive, like maybe $800 or something. So we're going to have to just kind of haphazardly get this first bit done and then go from there. This is a very heavy tree. Even these small segments are just very hard to pick up, which hopefully means the wood is good and dense and will be worth lots of money. That would be fantastic. But more likely it means it's been beset by wayward spirits, probably summoned by a sorcerer. So far the tractor has unfortunately been a bit of a bust. Didn't really think about that it's a very small tractor and probably just not that heavy on the rear end, but the weight is going to solve that. I think this might be enough to afford a weight. Let's go ahead and sell this load and see what we're working with here. Luckily, we're not too far from old Miller's sawmill, so it'll be a quick trip. If we need to sell more, we can. But boy, look at the back end of this truck sagging. I wouldn't have thought that wood would be that heavy, but like I said, I think it is a denser wood, which hopefully means a bigger payday. Let's find out. Here we go, first sale of the day. $1,045, well, $992, but we ended up with $1,045 in the bank, which is very, very good. Let's run by the store and see what kind of a weight we can afford. That is going to be a super duper important part of what we're doing the rest of today and probably tomorrow. But once we complete this job, we'll have more in the bank than we've ever had, and that is a big deal. All right, let's go take a look at what they've got. All right, we've got some affordable weights here, not too bad. I'm not sure how heavy we need it to be, but we'll probably just go with the cheapest one, which is gonna be not any of these. Well, there's one, 520, and it's Massey Ferguson, so it should fit. I wonder how heavy it is. Oh, interesting. So it looks like it actually, you put stuff in it, a weight box. Oh, okay. There we go. We fill it up with sand. That makes sense. But we can go pretty heavy. And yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that's what I'm going to do. That looks like the hitch pattern matches our Massey. So we'll still have a little bit of money left over after that. So let's get that. We'll have to have them load it into the back of the truck, I think. Let's pull over there, or maybe onto the trailer. All right, they were able to get it on the trailer for us. Let's get over there and hope that this saves the day. Hope that this makes our tractor actually useful for what we need it for. Otherwise, that would be maybe our first time buying something that ended up not actually helping us out, which does happen from time to time, but I was hoping to avoid that particular scenario. We shall see here momentarily. All right, we got her unloaded. Let's see if we can add it on to our tractor. At least we have $300 some in the bank. That is enough, I think, for our daily expenses. There we go. All right, let's see if this helps us out any with grabbing some of these, not huge, but slightly bigger limbs here. If we could just scoop a bunch of these up at once, that would be huge. Hey, so far it's looking so good. Let's see, we got two pretty long pieces. We can always trim them once we have them loaded on the trailer. But yeah, the weight is helping tremendously. Very, very good so far. Definitely gonna have to trim these, but we actually can do things with our tractor now, which is a relief. I was starting to get a little concerned that I had made a foolish purchase. Now if we can just get them off the forks here. There you go. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. We'll trim it up a little bit, but it does look like this tractor is going to be actually usable with this weight. Let's see if we can get this big piece over here. That will be the true test. Oh yeah, look at that. Still got some back tires on the ground. It is a little floaty, but really not too bad at all. I'm happy with this now. I just have to get better at loading things onto the trailer with it so that they actually, land in a reasonable fashion. Not like that at all, but I think that other limb is kind of in the way. Let's Let's trim this up a little bit. Whoa, there we go. That came towards me. Not great. Trim this. And we might be able to just grab this other piece, throw it on. Maybe we can knock that one. Oh yeah, it fell right off. Perfect. There's definitely a learning curve with a tractor and a front loader. Not just a magical make more money button for sure, but it is going to be helpful in the end. Okay, I finally got it loaded on there in a somewhat reasonable fashion. I'm kind of curious how much money this is going to be worth. That whole big piece, not chopped up into little bitty slivers, I think it's going to be worth a decent amount of money. I'm going to have to break some of these up a little bit to be able to grab them. I don't think these are big enough to bother with the tractor at the moment, so we'll just kind of throw them in the back of the truck. I'm going to try to do one more load before we lose our light, which will happen relatively soon. Let's get whatever we can kind of, loaded haphazardly on here. I'm not too worried about it being pretty because we're not going very far. Okay, I think that's about all we can fit for now. Let's go ahead and strap everything in. I mean, I probably could fit some more, but this is already looking kind of bonkers. This is definitely a big job. I'm so glad I did not underquote it. And yeah, I think I've overloaded my truck just a little bit. Look at that. It's done that before, and it always seems to pull out, so that's okay. We'll just keep it going. But like I was saying, I'm glad that I didn't underquote this job because it's going to take a couple of days of work. I mean, we've spent a few hours at least on just the first tree. Quite crazy. And we only have so much daylight. It's going to be winter soon. I expect to see snow on the ground within the next few days probably. And we're going to have to deal with that. It's going to be cold work. Let's see how much we get for this load. The first one our tractor has helped us with. $1,500. Not bad at all. I'll take it. All right, so we had our shopping day. We've started work on this job, and we've worked out some of the kinks with the tractor. So I'd say things are going pretty well. I'm gonna get this tractor kind of pulled away from the truck, get that log grab lowered. We have some more processing to do, but I think I'm gonna call it an early night tonight, get some rest, and put in a long day tomorrow on nothing but this job. Now that we have enough money to pay our daily costs and things like that, we can really focus on bringing these trees down and getting things cleaned up tomorrow. So before the sun dies completely, I'm gonna call it a night. I'll see you in the next episode.